in Philadelphia. Underneath this roof, Flyers have been celebrated since the latter part of the 60s at the old Spectrum, and then having moved here in the mid-90s. They have not won a championship in almost 40 seasons, and that's a problem that they want to try to solve. Help will come from their captain, Claude Giroux, who is down at center ice with Pierre.
Thanks very much, Doc. 9 days ago, you guys lost 2-0 in New York. Your general manager, Ron Hextall, challenged you. How has the team measured up to the challenge?
Oh, I think we know we got to play better, and New York's are a good team. They have a complete team, and for us to win the game, we got to make sure we play real hard tonight.
Thanks for doing this, Cody. Have some fun with us this afternoon.
Pardon me?
Have some fun with us this afternoon.
All right, thanks.
Doc?
One of the game's great coaches passed from us this week. Pat Quinn, 5th winningest in history, and remembered in Philadelphia where he got his very successful start. Wonderful human being, certainly missed. Here's public address announcer Lou Nolan.
This past Sunday, the Philadelphia Flyers family and the entire hockey community mourned the loss of a true legend when former Flyers head coach Pat Quinn passed away. He won 141 games as head coach of the Flyers, winning the Jack Adams Trophy as Coach of the Year following the memorable 79-80 season. That season, the Flyers went on a 35-game unbeaten streak, an NHL record, on their way to the Stanley Cup Final. Pat Quinn went on to coach Los Angeles, Vancouver, Toronto, and Edmonton, collecting 684 NHL career wins, in addition to leading Team Canada to the 2002 Olympic gold medal. Always a proud member of the Philadelphia Flyers family, he was quick to get behind the Flyers bench at the 2012 alumni game at Citizens Bank Park. His leadership, motivation, drive, and knowledge of the game of hockey will never be forgotten. Pat's survivors include his wife Sandra and daughters Valerie and Kylie. Please join us in a moment of silence as we honor the memory of our coach, Pat Quinn. Thank you. At this time, we honor our country and those here and abroad who are protecting and defending our nation as we welcome to the ice, escorted by United States Marine Corps Sergeant Calvin Colclaw, serving out of Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, the #1 ranked anthemist in the NHL, our very own Lauren Hart, as she sings the Star Spangled Banner.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare above bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled o'er the land of the free and the home of
48 seasons, a heart has been a voice here in Philadelphia. Lauren, the vocalist, and Gene, her late father, the longtime Flyers broadcaster. Second start in 20 days for this guy, Cam Talbot. Our Honda goaltenders include Cam. That other start was a 31-save shutout of the Flyers at Madison Square Garden a week ago Wednesday. At the other end is Steve Mason of the Flyers, brilliant in that 2-0 loss. He is the main man, 10th start in a dozen games. Claude Giroux, the captain. The captain shoulders a lot of responsibility. The Flyers lately have been substandard here. He wants that to change. Derek Brassard wants to hear that the Rangers are no longer inconsistent. Inconsistency has dogged both of these teams, but this is the second of 4 times they will meet each other after going 7 in the spring last year in the playoffs, and the Rangers won that. This is taken on by Mark Streit and given back for Grossman to hand right back across again. It was Grossman, played it on to Streit, twisted ahead for Giroux, but set up instead for the lob back in by Stepan, blockered away by Mason. And flown on out to center. The Flyers fans have been patient through all of this. There is a restlessness, but they have taken up the chant 40 seconds in. It came across now to Kreider, who tries to shake by, and a backhander set aside by Mason, and then sent to the corner where Stepan is able to brush it on back, and a drive that is deflected wide from the stick of Dan Boyle.
Chance for Chris Kreider. Heck of a play by Marty St. Louis as he fall into his backside to make that play over to Kreider, create that chance.
Sean Couturier tried to play that one on through. Driven along now by Matt Reed, and Reed trying to shake Ryan McDonough, who has made a return that has been long sought by the Rangers from a shoulder injury. On out at center, it's laid back across for Stepan to carry in. Stepan has a man in front. Boyle can't play it there. A good block on defense.
Stepan's got to shoot that puck there. Dan Boyle did a good job of jumping into the play. You had somebody going center drive there by Boyle, and Stepan just getting a little too cute.
Nick Schultz, number 55 for the Flyers, the leading shot blocker on the team, got in the way of that one. Played right back along now for the try to be made by Simmons, but no luck there. Dug out by Lawton. Scott Lawton played it along close quarters to Simmons. Has a man in front, but can't get free of the persistent checking of Klein. Played back along, and a good setup there for Lawton, but a block shot, and then around in front where it's paddled away by Talbot and taken on by Klein.
We talked to Craig Berube, the head coach of the Flyers, before the game, and he really liked the way that this line played in the Flyers' last game against the Red Wings.
Lawton, a shot into the glove, juggled slightly but held by Talbot. A bit of snarl.
Hagelin and Raffl.
That would be interesting.
That would be
it?
on the undercard here.
Yes, these are the guys that don't do that often. A guy that did it often is Craig Berube. There is no one in the history of the NHL who had more fighting majors. There is no goaltender in the NHL who had more penalty minutes than Ron Hextall. Hextall is the general manager of this team. Berube is the coach, and they have decided to stop the unnecessary penalty totals. At one time, the Flyers were 30th out of 30 teams earlier this year in penalty minutes. They are 20th now. Some in Philadelphia would call that progress, but they are the fans. Around behind, they battle for it there, and it kicked on free to be played toward the net by Dominic Moore. It is not the minors that they seem to appreciate. It's more the major penalties, and those have tapered off as well for the Flyers. Thrown by Stempniak, but collared there, and it can be started back ahead. Belmar played it across, and this one is shuffled on back and in by Michael Del Zotto. Carried ahead now by Stempniak, and his shot was blocked down. Reaching for it and tapping it on further was Ryan McDonough. What will we notice different about the Rangers with McDonough back in the lineup?
I mean, you know exactly what you're going to get from Ryan McDonough as far as the defensive side of the puck. The rotations are set and take away some of that ice time away from Girardi and Stahl, who've been really eating up a lot of those minutes with the Rangers being shorthanded on the back end.
I think another part of this, moving the puck quicker out of their own zone and guys jumping into the rush like you've seen here early.
Here's Zuccarello protecting. Ran into the traffic of Braden Shen. Carried out by Giroux, feathered across for the lug back on by Voracek. Voracek able to step on by. Stahl met up with him. Voracek reaching again. Protecting pretty well and driving it around behind where it's taken by Shen. Shen feeds. Schultz with it. Shooting, and that one is blocked up high by Zuccarello.
Well, Eddie, it's a top line for Philadelphia that gets it going, and it's a nice job by Schultz jumping into a dead spot in coverage. Rick Nash goes over, straight man-to-man for the Rangers. That creates a seam for Nick Schultz, and he just shoots it high and wide.
Yeah, a little bit of an overplay there for Matt Zuccarello. You see him coming over trying to block that shot there and does a good job of forcing Schultz to airmail that puck.
This is settled down by Reed and knifed away from him. Can be played onto the back, and a shot by Braden Coburn ricocheted off the back of the cage. Couturier turning with it there. Angled onto the back, and it's Schultz once more, and that one sailed wide. Dug out by Umberger, but popped across where Klein can play and protect and get out to center ice to San Luis. Drives it off those corner boards, and Kreider with a shot, and that deflected up into the mesh and out of play.
Well, you mentioned Ryan McDonough, Doc, of the New York Rangers, out since November 1st when he got hurt against the Winnipeg Jets on a hit by Evander Kane. And those minutes, such an important part of the matchups for Alain Vigneault and the New York Rangers. But I think really where his game has gone to another level with Alain Vigneault taking over is that he's expected to do more offensively. And I think that's what's allowed him to become one of the elite defensemen in the entire National Hockey League.
Had a career here last year, played more minutes and had more points than he ever had in the league.
Stahl took a hit, followed up, but it's carried back up by Scott Lawton, and he is able to bring it ahead and hand it across, hoping for Simmons, who shoulders in. Sent on to the back now for the hold by McDonald, given over to Del Zotto and a drive, and it ricocheted up out of play and off of Boyle. Seems to be okay. Hey, this holiday season, choose from thousands of NHL gifts for all the hockey fans on your list. Only at shop.nhl.com.
In the warm-up here this afternoon, it almost had a playoff feel to it for both teams. There wasn't a lot of chatter. There was a lot of focus, obviously, for the Flyers and Rangers. Everybody's talked about the inconsistency for both teams. But you kind of got a playoff feel here in the warm-up before this game started, Doc.
Good to know, and I imagine it will bring itself to chatter later on. Rangers are 2-2-2 in their last 6. The Flyers with just one win in the last 7. This one kicked ahead now for Del Zotto. Plays it along now. Belmar gave it to the back, and trouble came in the settle-down play for McDonald. Able to recover, and then LeCavalier throws it along, and we're going to get a penalty coming up against the Flyers. There was a bit of an altercation with sticks, Dominic Moore and Zach Rinaldi.
Ronaldo's going to get it, Doc. That's one of those penalties you just can't take in the offensive zone.
Unless the Rangers score, it will be minutes 28 and 29 for him, the penalty leader on the team, and that is a low number for a Flyers penalty leader. This one is deflected along by Belmar, and then eventually it winds up being touched.
Well, in behind the play is both Doc and Pierre were making mention. There's Zach Rinaldo, who had battled with Dominic Moore a little bit earlier. A little bit of stick between the legs, a little bit of a push. Rinaldo pushed by Moore, and then right there the punch to the face ended up being the penalty. And those are the type of penalties you just can't have. You don't mind the physical play, the hard hits, trying to put somebody in the 3rd or 4th row, but those are just unnecessary penalties in a game like this, and a team that's struggling. Doc, you made mention of the Flyers as of late.
Especially when you're 30th in the league in the penalty kill, which the Flyers are. That's the worst in the league. You can't take penalties like that when you have bad penalty killing.
They've given up 10 goals in the last 6 games. The Rangers in the last 5 are 4 for 16. Power play brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. Boyle nudges on, taken back by San Luis and stashed along, but it is an offside.
And look at the last 10 games, Philadelphia's played 11 power play goals against Doc and Eddie, and one of those games happened November 15th in Montreal. They lost the game 6-3. They gave up 3 power play goals, and because of that, they were never in the game.
Large numbers like that you cannot shake for a while. Flyers are still in the process of that, having yielded on 10 of the last 25. That number will get better if their performance gets even a little bit better. Brought on by Stepan and wide. McDonald drills it. San Luis blocked it down, and Stepan nicely able to keep it along and feed it across Fred Drive. Score! A ripper by Boyle becomes a power play goal for the Rangers.
Well, Doc, you made mention of it before this puck ended up in the back of the net. A keep in, the block down there by Marty St. Louis, and you mentioned patience. R.J. Umberger thought Stepan was going to throw it along the wall, and that kept the play alive, and the Rangers with a power play goal.
Eddie and Doc, before the game started, had a chance to visit with Scotty Arniel, who's the architect of this Ranger power play. And he said the 2 things that have changed for us, Danny Boyle being in the lineup because of his shot. There's Arniel. and also Derek Stepan because of his decision making with the puck. We saw both those things happen on that power play goal.
It is Kreider bringing it ahead. Kreider watched by Streit, pushed it behind Zuccarello, centered one that's grabbed. Oh, and then a collision, and it's poked across the net mouth wide. Dominic Moore retrieves. Zuccarello tried to play it in front, and it's off Streit. Looks like everybody's okay the way they're acting right now. A collision that involved Giroux, who is back in the forechecking role here, but sees it broken with a pass that comes ahead to Dominic Moore. The stop by Mason, and the cover, and then the throw along. And a penalty is coming up.
Dominic Moore interfering on Claude Giroux.
In his face is Braden Shen. Shen will acquiesce for now, it appears. And the delayed call is on, and Voracek plays it across. Handed back to Grossman. Very deliberate, the Flyers here, and trying to get things organized. Lawton has come from the bench on this six-man attack. Controlled by Streit, played ahead for the turn and the take. Raffl able to pivot now, looks over his options, stashes one across, and Grossman is able to control, and then it's knifed from him. And with that, they rule that it is a possession. 18,000 linesmen disagree. The Rangers strike first. Power play goal from Dan Boyle, the 999th point for Marty St. Louis.
First period, Dominic Moore drew a penalty from Zach Rinaldo. This time, he takes a penalty for interference on Claude Giroux, Eddie.
Go back to the goal. That's Rick Nash off to the side of the net. He knows that the puck's going to go over to Boyle. Look where Rick Nash goes, and that's the biggest difference in Rick Nash's game this year than last. He's getting inside the dots, willing to go to the front of the net.
Streit hands it on now in this power play to Giroux. The second best home power play in the league is Philadelphia's. Overall, they are 6th out of 30. This one tipped on back to Streit. Hands it on across once more for a shot that sizzled wide and careened back on now for Giroux. Helped it along to Simmons. Then to the back, and Streit has to collar it at center. So everyone drops back across the line. 7:45 gone, first period of play. The shots are 5-2 Rangers, and one has gone in from Dan Boyle's stick. That was a power play goal, first opportunity of the game for the Flyers. Angled on back by Simmons and taken by Streit. Streit led it across, held there, and returned to him by Voracek. Handed over to Giroux, and Giroux with a shot, and it ricocheted wide. Gunnar watching near the front of the net. Meanwhile, this is battled for at the half boards. Squibbed on now for Stepan. Can't play it out. Braden Shen in the duel. And it kicked on through. And Hagelin is able to step free with it. Moving on in. No, it would not go. Hagelin with a chance. He was harassed as he let it go, and it would not cash in for the Rangers shorthanded. 50 left on the Flyers power play.
Not a lot of time there for Hagelin to make any kind of a move or a play. He had back pressure coming from all sides.
Shuffled off the short glass, played back along, but held by McDonald and led back across. Ripped back to McDonald again, sizes things up and hands it back over for the play by Del Zotto. Thrown across the net mouth, it careens back to McDonald once more. Del Zotto again. McDonald has Matt Reed nearby to the left, gives back to Del Zotto again, across for a shot by Lecavalier and a save made by Talbot. Rebound set up to Lecavalier again. Then McDonald tipped on back, and Del Zotto had to challenge there because it was coming strongly from Kevin Hayes, and that causes more time to go off the clock.
How about that faith in two young players, Jesper Fast and Kevin Hayes, killing penalties on the road, Eddie and Doc.
Line tipped it on back. Bost came up with his first NHL point this past week, still looking for his first NHL goal. This one bounced free and then can be carried on by Scott Lawton, but offside has been called.
That's a way to get those guys involved. You've had a power play already, you're short-handed. You got to make sure that you're using your bench regardless of what level it is. That breakaway speed from Carl Hagelin. See the pressure from Streit, and then he gets pressure from the backside as well from Jake Voracek. So not able really to kind of make any type of a move because he felt the pressure, and a good big save there from Steve Mason.
Lawton on the test with Stepan. Peels off with it and hands back to Schultz. And again blasted in. Matt Hunwick and along for San Luis to play to center. And then laid back in. Ripped back along, and it comes close to Coburn, but he has to drop back defensively as this is sailed on to San Luis and then brushed away. Round behind, it's lifted back along by Schultz. Played by Michael Raffl, but battled for by Kreider. Two aside on the board battle now. Right in front of the Flyers bench, it squibs onto Kreider with an opening. Kreider there, pivots, drops it on, and St. Louis' shot is blocked away by Mason. Shot number 7 of the period for the New York Rangers. It's angled back now for Hunwick. Past the halfway point of the first period. Carried ahead by St. Louis with lots of moves. And dealing with him is Grossman. St. Louis pivots again. He's got Klein all the way in. Dropped back on past St. Louis and taken by Nash, and a penalty coming up against the Flyers. Delayed call is on. Moving back in is Stahl. Rifled it onto Brassard. Taken away from him by Giroux. And the Flyers again will be short. The signal is too many men on the ice. 9:22 to go, first period of play. The Rangers up by 1 in manpower and by 1 on the scoreboard. Had 1-0 moments ago. Pierre spoke with Craig Berube, coach of the Flyers.
What's your message to your team about taking penalties?
Well, we call it very costly for sure. We got to get better on a penalty kill, and it's not a good, haven't been a good start tonight. We took one, got scored on, we got another one. So got to do a good job on a kill here and get some momentum back.
Thanks for doing this, Craig.
Thank you.
Right in on goal, and so Mason will freeze.
Well, as you mentioned, Doc, before going to break, one too many, and it wasn't even close. Somebody was yelling from the Flyer bench once they saw one too many orange jerseys on the ice.
They were trying to get Voracek off the ice, Eddie. He's the one that jumped.
Brassard to St. Louis on this power play, and Rick Nash. St. Louis again, poked it to the back. Boyle across, drive by Stepan is stopped by Mason and cleared.
Play there from Grossman to be able to backhand that puck all the way down.
Rick Nash with 15 goals this year. 2 on the power play. Only Tyler Seguin has more goals in the league this year. Rattled on around, and Nash holds. Tried to throw it across, blocked by Couturier, delays and plays down.
On that first goal, with Boyle scoring, he made mention of Rick Nash standing in front of the net. He doesn't get credit, but going to that area is such an important part. Take away the eyes and the vision of the goaltender and the willingness to stand in front of the net. It's a big reason why that puck ended up in behind Steve Mason.
Big is 6'4", 220 pounds. A lot of bulk there. Flyers have cleared back down. Past the halfway mark of this penalty kill that Craig Berube said is so important for them. Along now it is Kreider. Spiked away though to Nick Schultz. And Schultz is able to clear it back down.
Look out.
Oh, that went out of play at the Rangers bench area.
Faceoff's going to stay inside the Flyer zone, and there's Henrik Lundqvist with a little bit of a smirk.
Almost got a haircut there.
Remember, he did that
That would
commercial.
take some time there. That's a lot of hair there.
I would know about that, Eddie.
A beautiful head of hair, but you need a few more shots up around. That's how they used to play. That would be the reaction from the training staff. Well, that's the way that goaltenders used to play without a mask.
To the back it comes now to Boyle. Steps to the slot and lets it go. Wobbled away, and a rebound came right in on Mason, and he's able to cover.
Not good rebound control there from Steve Mason. Face-off win. Quick little shot there from Boyle, and who gets a chance but Rick Nash. Great effort off the face-off. Here's 61 in white. He knows his puck's going to the net. Look at the effort to find this puck, and that's a good stop there after a bad rebound.
A year ago, as you said, Eddie, wasn't getting to the dots or in between the dots, or he'd fall down a lot. He's not falling down nearly as much this year, and he definitely is getting to those dirty zones.
Yeah, he's hanging around the net a little bit more, and talk about inside the dots, in between the face-off circles, up and down the rink, and you go to that area of the ice and have the willingness to go there. A guy like that, a goal scorer, you're going to get 5 freebies over the course of the regular season just because you have the willingness and the want to go to the front of the net.
Here is McDonough failing on his pass, though, and then it could not be controlled by Reed. Around it comes to Nash, sped to the back, and it ricocheted away from McDonough. Going back for it, Couturier. Coming out is Talbot, and he's able to whip it along further in the last 10 seconds of the Rangers' power play.
One of the real strengths of Cam Talbot, his ability to handle the puck and skate. He makes a big difference for the Rangers defenseman.
Offside is called.
Last time these played last week, he was a big factor, Eddie.
Well, big factor on this penalty kill are good sticks, and this is Sean Couturier. Watch the stick here to take away the passing lane right there. If his stick's up in the air, there's no chance of getting that puck, and if McDonough is able to walk to the middle of the ice. So opportunities, getting sticks and bodies in passing lanes. Good play there from Couturier, who the Flyers need to be way better. He's got to pretend he's playing against the Penguins, because every game he plays against the Pittsburgh Penguins, he's one of the best players on the ice. He needs to get more consistent.
This one brushed up high and back to center. Misfire for Giroux. Came back to Schenn and handed further. Under 7 minutes to go, first period of play. Lugged on by Del Zotto. The ex-Ranger able to rip one along that's settled down by Girardi. Battled for, delayed offside, is wiped as the Flyers drift out to center ice. 10 shots to 3 in favor of the visitors. Out by Coburn, fresh from the bench was Schultz, who played it further. Klein after this one and is able to play it along now. Fost played it further. Stempniak turns, gives it on to the swirling Dominic Moore, and it's led along behind. Couldn't be taken by Schultz, and then handcuffed on a pass was Stempniak. Wow, there are a lot of strange turnovers in this game, aren't there? Here's Fost turning around behind, sent back along to Stempniak. Stempniak got it back to Klein, and Klein with a shot. His stick breaks in half, and he is hustling to the bench for one. An odd man rush for the Flyers, and Ronaldo gently plays it back in for Belmar. Belmar collides with Stempniak, and it's kicked off the back and squibs to the front, where it's corralled by Dominic Moore and one-handed along for Stempniak again.
Klein tried to grab a stick from the bench. It was actually Dan Boyle that reached out to give him his stick, but as Klein came back, he mishandled it and just continued on along that ship without a stick in his hand.
Brought back ahead now by Streit, and Streit is able to wheel it past the waving wand of McDonough. Turning with it is Boyle. Boyle able to poke it further and back up to Kreider, and then Boyle once more. Under 5.5 to go here in the first period of play. Goes off the glass, can be played back in by Simmons, and up off the high glass for McDonough, but taken instead by Raffl. Fed one for Simmons, checked away by Stepan. Seemed like a small play, but hugely effective. Stepan is a dangerous offensive and defensive player for the New York Rangers. Proved it just there. Wonder if in any of the line matching you would try to keep away from Stepan's help in that regard. The stashed in on goal, Cam Talbot did that. And it's taken along by Simmons. Simmons tucked it further, and Lawton chased off. Got it on to Raffl, and then it is cut off and worked along by Klein. Right on him is Lawton, though. Heady player. Center iceman for these Flyers, battling around behind.
Good dogged shift there from Lawton.
Got a chance to be a captain and not too far down the road. That's how good a player is and a leader he is.
It is back for McDonald, and his shot is corralled and spun high and wide. Oh, what a chance there. But it was a tough shot to pull while drifting away for Del Zotto. Fans like what they're seeing right now. Some Flyer offensive pressure. Angled ahead for Matt Reed. Reed backhands one on goal that stopped and then covered by Talbot. 4:07 to go, first period of play. The scoreboard reads 1-0 Rangers. Sunday night is football night. We will be in Kansas City for America's Game of the Week as the Broncos take on the Chiefs on Sunday Night Football. Bob Costas and Dan Patrick host Football Night in America. Coverage begins 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, only on NBC, home of Super Bowl number 49. Pretty good football team, about 35 yards across the parking lot here.
They were good yesterday. Real good.
The Eagles.
Chip Kelly, huge hockey fan. University of New Hampshire.
Ready for another face-off again. Saw him at Fenway Park this year and asked him about his first job. He said, $6,000 a year. Columbia, assistant coach, 1 meal a day included.
He should have been a hockey coach. They made less.
And he had a smile on his face, because those are good times when you're first starting out, you're first learning everything. Meanwhile, this is played back ahead off of Nash and back down, and Mason can paddle it along. Chipped right back across and can be reached by Giroux and taken away and booted on back by Zuccarello. Rifled on and it skipped on back for Braden Coburn. Now Schultz. In the midst of a change, the Rangers may have had one too many for a moment, but nowhere near the play, and they recovered pretty quickly too. Floated back and wide, and Strite will go into play. Locked up there with Hayes. Puck pushed near Simmons. Round behind to Grossman. Grossman doubles back and feeds one that had to be pretty careful, and it was to an extent. Sent back out off of Lawton by Shen. So Mason. Off. And carried on by Lawton. And Lawton fed one on for Raffl. Raffl around behind with it now. Forced onto the back, he got it to McDonald. McDonald with a shot that deflected wide and is paddled away by Talbot.
It's been the most effective line for the Flyers.
Led to the back to Delzato, and his shot is up high off the glass. Chipped right back along again, and Lawton sees it come off the shelf. Raffl took it back to Lawton, and a save made by Talbot. Good combination there. Drubbed along by McDonald and can be played by Lawton. Lawton able to turn to the outside, drops a little pass behind. Simmons couldn't reach, pinching in as Delzato. Pumped along by him. Lifted by Hayes, right to Simmons. Simmons with a shot, it went wide. Rebound chipped in front, and it's read and cleared back out again by the Rangers. And it may go for an icing. No, waved off as it's taken short of that by Reed.
Oh, that was Delzato again, right around Talbot. The defenseman looking for an opportunity down low.
Yeah, he wants to get his play up to another level. He was not particularly good the last game. Philadelphia played -3 in that game.
Oh, Jesper Fast was sent flying right in front of Pierre. Back ahead now it's Schultz. Led back on to R.J. Umberger, who is hit by Kreider. Back in deep now it is Hunwick. Got out of one hit, but not the second from Umberger. Flipped along and Umberger takes again. Tries for Couturier. And it's a little helter-skelter in both ends of the ice right now. Dominic Moore able to float one that careens behind to be taken by Coburn. 1:20 to go here in the first period. Dominic Moore had trouble finding it and then pushed one that was just wide of the flailing goaltender Mason.
That was off a giveaway by Coburn on the backhand, trying to move the puck through the middle of the ice. That caused that chance and just missed the net.
Here's Kreider trying to center, and that one was blocked by Schultz. It's a little haphazard. Actually, it's a lot haphazard. Around it goes now for Stahl. Reaching in was Giroux. Stahl able to pull away from him. Poked away from Kreider. Guided back out by Strite. Touched across to Girardi. Fed back ahead for the joust back in by Kreider. San Luis comes by in the forechecking role, but it's given to Grossman and then floated on out. So McDonough across to Girardi in the last half minute. Strite reverses away from Brassard, but he took it away from him. Brassard holding, trying to float it over. Nash, a shot that's blocked wide. Tipped across now, and Simmons can motor out in the last 15. Wayne Simmons rolls it in and goes in with Nash to get it. Two big guys work the boards, and a one-hand pass comes up to McDonald with 5 to go. McDonald threw one off the outside of the cage, and Talbot was able to jab it away. Here's a chance for Lawton, and that one blocked away at the horn. And so the first period comes to a close. It was 10-4 in shots. It finishes 10-8. A much better Flyer attack. Stay tuned for the Lexus intermission. Catherine, Mike, and Keith, they will discuss their impressions through the first quarter of the season. I didn't know they did impressions. I thought their training was in psychiatry. Flyers help out on Thanksgiving. That's another part of what you will see in the upcoming intermission. Shots 10-8, the lone goal on the power play. Dan Boyle from Stepan and San Luis at 6:10. 1-0 Rangers after one. Welcome back. You are watching the 2014 Thanksgiving Showdown presented by Discover. That's down Ben Franklin Parkway, and since there's a horse there, we have Eddie Olczyk alongside.
And of course the backside of a horse that you bring me on, right?
Rangers are ahead in the game 1-0, he said, changing the subject. What did you like about the first period?
Well, I think for the Rangers, they did a really good job in the neutral zone. I think they did a good job in transition game from the defensive side to the offensive side of the game. And for the Flyers, Doc, they need to be way better. And I think you can take Soul in the line of Scott Lawton, Wayne Simmons, and Michael Raffl. They had 4 of the 8 shots in that period. They kept it pretty simple. They got the puck in. They worked hard, got the defenseman involved. I think Michael Delzato had a good first period there, created a couple of offensive opportunities. So I would expect Craig Berube to go to that Lawton line a little bit more with the way they played in the first period for the Flyers.
No carryover penalties nor power plays. Brassard chased down by Giroux, but Brassard is able to prevail here. Tried for Nash, who moves in with strike. Outreached it on to Zuccarello. Zuccarello delays and hands behind. Brassard turning with it there. Nash glides nearby. The pass went away from him, though, and is handled by Strike. Swiss-born defenseman able to play it along now for Brayden Schenn. Schenn pivots and then guides it across. Lifted back in by Voracek. Schenn comes off. Soon to come off will be Giroux and Voracek, but they're there right now, and Voracek can take it. Angles it on back. Coburn with it there. Laid it on across. Delzato a shot, and it went wide. Beg your pardon, that was Schultz, 55. Rattled around behind, and then Voracek. Played to the outside now to Reed, then on back to Schultz. Along for Voracek. Voracek turning, trying to get to the front, cannot do it. Played then by Reed, given back to Coburn. Fed one that shanked wide and can be played by Giroux. As Voracek fed in front to Reed, and the shot was blocked away by Stahl. Now it's Nick Schultz again, rattling it around behind. Voracek turning. Fed away to Kreider, and Kreider can outlet, and the Rangers can get this period of the long change, the change they wanted made.
Good cycle shift there for that makeshift line. A real long shift to start that second period with Giroux and Voracek, and Matt Reed, who jumped on the ice for Brayden Schenn.
And that's a matchup the Rangers wanted. They had Girardi and Stahl on the ice, who shut them down so effectively 9 days ago in New York, talking about the big line of the Flyers.
Lob back in, and it's Talbot to play, and we're going to get a penalty call. The call is a high stick.
Chris Kreider looked like he making a guilty skate to the penalty box. Talked about that long shift for Claude Giroux. Jake Voracek, and Matt Reed was fresh on the ice, and there's that opportunity in desperation mode there from Mark Stahl, as you called it, Doc, coming all the way over to help out and create that and deny that chance.
And this is why Philadelphia is going on the power play. High stick from Chris Kreider into the face of Braden Coburn. Eddie, what's the rule there if you're Chris Kreider?
One hand on the stick.
Keep your stick on the ice like you like.
That's it, yeah, if you have one hand on the stick, you're carrying it where you should be.
Voracek and Schenn and Giroux among those out for this power play. Simmons will try to get near the front of the net and be the tripod player there. Chopped ahead, and it ricocheted off Giroux, but back at center away from Hagelin.
Good play from Boyle.
It may be viewed as the game saver at this point. Hagelin shorthanded, and a tremendous stop on him by Mason. Simmons rifled it ahead. Talbot got that one. Scaled along and through Voracek, and it squibs back down.
And that's where he makes such a difference. That's an easy play for Cam Talbot to handle that shooting. The Flyers need to know that. They need to be better on the shooting.
Yeah, you made mention of that, Pierre, 9 days ago in New York. The ability of Talbot to be able to handle that puck.
He's one of the best goalies in the league at doing it. He just doesn't get a lot of reps because he plays behind Lundqvist.
It is Fost, and it's back down. You did hear that, I guess. They are starting to boo the power play here. Moving in now is Delzato. It's actually been a very good one. Reed with a shot, and it ricocheted off Stahl, and he's shaken up on the play. Back to both feet. Glanced off of him high.
Up in the face area. It's almost so, this is so close to the same replay we showed a little bit earlier. Of Reed taking a shot and Stahl going down, but you see how he turns his head before that puck actually comes over. I think it might have went off his shoulder first and then glanced off the side of the face. And there, Jim Ramsey, longtime head trainer, medical trainer for the New York Rangers, checking out his defenseman there, but as Reed was taking that one-timer, looked like the puck just kind of exploded off his stick, rolled maybe a little bit, took off and hit Stahl.
Delzato brings it on and twists it on to Voracek. Voracek rifled it across, set up. Delzato, it's shot! And it's deflected up off the glass. Punched along by McDonald, bounced on to Schenn. Challenged there, and a good shoulder, and then the puck passed ahead by Boyle. Along now for Hagelin, and blocked right back out in front by Mason. McDonald wrapped up a little bit there by Dominic Moore. And it is wedged across blindly, taken there and shot, and a sprawling play made by Giroux on Boyle.
That was a giveaway from McDonald, looking for somebody in the middle of the ice, and he gave it right to Boyle.
There's a turnover by Braden Shen. Puck management for Philadelphia when they're cycling it is much better. Coming out of their own zone, not so good. There's another one.
Ryder hands it across, and a shot is blocked by Mason. Rebound, score! It's Marty St. Louis' 1,000th point.
Well, what a milestone to achieve on this afternoon. The giveaway, as Pierre was talking about, Derek Stepan just shooting for a rebound, shooting for the far pad, and Marty St. Louis goes right to the net and makes no mistake for his 1,000th point in his National Hockey League career.
Well said, Eddie. That's a hockey IQ play. Derek Stepan shoots for the far pad to create the rebound for the streaking St. Louis. 1,000 career points coming out of the University of Vermont. Undrafted, nobody thought this would happen for Marty St. Louis. Spectacular accomplishment.
Fed on back for Klein and chipped on back further. Brassard had it brushed away. Carried ahead by Simmons. One hands it by and goes in after it. Ian Hunwick test. Fed in front for Raffle, but cut off by Zuccarello. And Zuccarello forehands one wide. And a stoppage of play. These are the active players with 1,000 points. So often the production in terms of point totals for a year dwindle as you get older. Marty St. Louis has actually won a scoring championship while in his 30s. Noteworthy that he has hit 1,000 and he has had the Flyers number on so many occasions. Today's his 48th game and he's gotten 61 points. He's figured on both goals today with a goal and an assist. Cavalier fed it ahead. Taken along by Streit. And Streit fires and a save made by Talbot. Rebound scooped on across. A battle for it there by LeCavalier. Poked on and nicely set up for the return to Hagelin by Duclair. And then over for Hayes and a shot blocked down and Hayes hands it on across again. Boyle sent it. Hayes, bad angle shot would not work.
Tried to bank it in off of Mason, who had lost his net.
Centering pass ricocheted off Streit. Came to the back again for McDonough. Poked along to Hagelin. Hagelin sped one that ricocheted off Streit. Belmar and then Grossman can play it. Twisted along to Streit. Glove down by Hagelin. Thrown wide of the cage.
Could have been too many men on the ice for the Rangers there. Duclair and Ronaldo were going at it.
Oh man, bad penalty coming up for the Flyers, Mark Streit.
Good shift there for Kevin Hayes and Carl Hagelin.
Eddie and Doc, no, you just can't do this. And it's a good job, as Eddie said, of a good shift for that line, and then you wrap up. You just can't do that. I mean, that's a puck carrier. You got to be aware of that if you're Mark Streit.
And Hayes did such a good job there. He just rolled off the boards, rolled his hips to the middle. He got to the most dangerous area of the ice, and Streit was on the wrong side of the puck defensively.
Here is Boyle loading it up, and then a lame sort of pass that comes across to Couturier, who flops it back down. Reed working in deep for the shorthanded Flyers. Taken along by St. Louis. Brassard brings it on. Tried to hand it up the wing and the whole play went offside.
We talked about Marty St. Louis joining the 1,000 point total, but here's Derek Stepan. Just fires his puck to the far pad looking for any kind of a rebound, and guy knows where to go certainly to put that puck into the back of the net.
It's all doom and gloom for Marty St. Louis when the Calgary Flames let him go many moons ago. But the guys down in Tampa, including Rick Dudley, really believed in him. They gave him a chance, and the rest is history.
The Art Ross Trophy for the most points in 2004 and again in 2013. At 37 years of age, he will be 40 in the spring.
Don't tell him that though, Doc. Gets angry.
The big 4-0 bothers him?
It bothers him.
With these numbers?
Yeah.
Why would it?
That's what I asked him.
40's like 30, right? No, that's the way he's got to look at it.
Keep talking and keep moving the number up and you'll reach me. Here is Boyle stepping ahead. Gonna have to go a ways. This one poked on and Lawton is able to turn it back down. So it is Talbot. 2 outings for Talbot this year. Flyers have not scored on him. They have taken 41 shots and he's gotten them all. Schultz turning here. Jabbed along by Coburn. Nash wedged off by Nick Schultz. Back up the boards it comes for Boyle. That's not easy work Schultz is doing on Nash. Swung by Brassard, cut off and cleared back down by Coburn. 40 left on the penalty kill for the guys in orange. So twisting with it is Boyle. Miami University product, handed it on to McDonough and then laid back ahead for the carry on. Stempniak able to work on further, has Kreider nearby. Stempniak jostles there along the boards with McDonald. Reaching in Belmar, the native of France, had kicked on back now to McDonough. Handed back across for Girardi. His shot is kicked away, but right toward Zuccarello, who pivots again.
Broken stick for Girardi. That's why it was so soft of a shot.
Got a fresh one from the bench and lets this shot go as it's blocked away by Mason after it had changed direction, and Mason is able to cover and a crowd gathers. Midway, second period. An historic milestone for Marty St. Louis. He's gotten the second goal and the only 2 in the game he's figured on. Offensive zone face-off coming up for the New York Rangers in this 2-0 lead that they have. Couple of 28s, Giroux and Moore, the best 2 face-off guys on their team. This comes to the Rangers and Stahl sent it wide. Rebound could not be reached by Fost. Pump back ahead and Stempniak is there. Then back to Stahl, who must cover at center. And Girardi. Fed back on for Giroux. The productive line. Craig Berube has no problem with the way these 3 guys have played. Giroux, Voracek, and Schenn. Fed to Giroux, and the shot was blocked away by Stempniak.
The third time that the Flyers have had a chance like that in that area of the ice in the second period. 2 by Reed, that one by Giroux, and none of them have gotten through.
Stempniak wound that one around, but it's not out. Kept alive there and filtered back by Del Zotto. Stempniak trying to play it there and kicked on to Schenn. Schenn ran into Girardi and the puck up for grabs. Girardi with a little tap on. Dominic Moore able to roll it back out to center where Giroux patrols, but it's guided on by Streit. Taken on by Del Zotto and feathered further on the backhand to Schenn for the drop back in. 11:10 to go in the second period. Flyers still shotless. They had 10 shots in the first, or check that, the Rangers had 10 in the first, beg your pardon, the Flyers had 8, so they've gotten 2 in this period. The Rangers have gotten 4, but included in that, Marty St. Louis' 9th goal of the year and 1,000th career point.
Dan Girardi getting some medical attention from Jim Ramsey again. He came in contact with Braden Schenn early in that last shift.
Right in front of me, Eddie, absolutely.
Raffles' pass was a stiff one for Simmons. Simmons jostles a bit, dropped one along hoping for Lawton, but it's tapped on now for Duclair. Could not play out, but then knifed it away from Simmons, one-handed it further. Schultz tried to play, Duclair got this one, and a penalty is coming up against the Rangers.
I believe it's Hagelin, Doc, for tripping on Nick Schultz, but I don't know how much of a stick presence there was from Hagelin. See it in the neutral zone. Hagelin's going to make a play on the puck. Oh yeah, the stick's definitely there. His stick got him, absolutely.
We talked about Dan Girardi right in front of Pierre. A high hit there on Girardi, and that was a long extended shift for Girardi and Stahl. And a huge opportunity here for the Flyers. They need something. Right now it's all Rangers.
It's a quieter house than fans are used to here. This is brought back ahead by Stepan and lobbed in for Mason to guide aside right near Streit.
A heck of a job there by Stepan. A little bounce, a little skipping of the rock there, trying to make it tough for the goaltender to make that save.
Dogged work by Giroux to try and get his body in the way and somehow get the puck away so they can bring it back the other way. And finally that happens. Giroux brought it on, gave it back to Simmons, handed on across now for the hold there. Fed to Shen and cut off and sent back down with authority by McDonough.
Right setup.
Streit hunted down and closed off by Dominic Moore, who starts right after the puck and gets there. And so the Flyers lose more time. 50 killed so far by the Rangers, past the halfway point of regulation time. Rangers leading 2-0, Flyers on the power play. And it's at the halfway point as this one goes down for an icing against Philadelphia while on the man advantage. And there's some booing.
Talked about the puck movement. Quick little puck movement here, and then the puck will end up to Braden Shen. I mean, this is good movement by the Flyers. Streit to Giroux. Shen is there. And just a missed shot.
Well, this isn't so good by the Flyers. You got to be stronger on the puck if you remember the Philadelphia Flyers. Watch this play. Danny Girardi, he just wants that puck more. Eventually it's going to be a hard play, but you got to be strong on that puck. You can't turn it over there if you're Wayne Simmons.
It's returned to Streit. Step on after him, but it is eventually advanced out where a pass ricocheted on back, and McDonald has to get away from Step on and then plays it on a cross. Couturier nudged it on. Lecavalier with it there. Lecavalier tried to feed it, but it's cut by Stepan and cleared back down. Stepan has been terrific. Continues to be that as this is carried backhead by Delzato. Delzato up the wing, Lecavalier with an opening and a shot deflected and then blocked up high by Talbot and taken on by Dominic Moore. He's able to get away from Reed. Moore moving in, McDonald on him, fed across. Oh, and a save made by Mason on a chance that came from Foss.
Well, Foss really did a good job there of finding that lane. What a pass from Dominic Moore, but Michael Delzato, who was in on the rush, was able to put some pressure on Foss, so he wasn't able to elevate that puck, and what a great save by Steve Mason moving left to right.
Potentially another game saver for the Flyers if they can battle back. Another turnover for Philadelphia, brutal.
Here's Hayes, and Hayes delays and fires off of Mason. It's squibbed wide. Played along by Hagelin, given back to Hayes again. Kevin Hayes with a shot. Gloved and then lost by Mason, forced away by Coburn, and it can be carried back up by Ronaldo. Tucked on a cross for McDonough, moves up with Zuccarello. McDonough just drifts and then saw that one knocked down by Mason, and a rebound canceled out by McDonald as the puck came right across for Zuccarello's try.
Mason's really having a tough time right now. He's made some great saves in this game, but right now it seems like the easiest ones for him to be able to absorb and not give up a rebound are the ones that are giving him the toughest.
It almost looks like there's a crisis of confidence right now for the Philadelphia Flyers whenever they get the puck on their stick. Another turnover right there.
It is Brassard. He's got a man all alone, San Luis, but he can't get free of Lawton to get it to him. Brought right back ahead. Dropped off by Lawton. Ropp will run into by Kreider. Puck taken by Klein, and he turns and then plays on for Hunwick. Hunwick banged it back out to center. It can be poked along by Streit. Grabbed off by Klein. 7:10 to go in the second period. Ooh, that was a freight train named Grossman coming after San Luis. But they missed one another, and so it is Grossman retreating to play. 4 scoring chances in this period, and all of them by the New York Rangers. 3 shots on goal Flyers. Giroux with one that had to be blocked away by Talbot. Scooting on with Voracek, trying to work his way through. Plays along for Stahl. Girardi saw that one come right to the front, and it's going right through a couple of sticks and sets of skates, and so no chance comes. It's Shen to the back. Grossman threw it further. Voracek in there, had it whacked away by Girardi. Voracek again. Grossman the shot that went wide. Fost given a little bit of a jolt there by Shen, and the puck thrown back down by Dominic Moore. Mason has to slug this one around to the back and then gets back in the goal crease, but it's turned over, and Moore pushed one in front that ricocheted in on Mason. Midway, second period, and only 2-0 Rangers.
You've got to be happy with a lot of things your team's done here this afternoon. What's impressed you the most?
Well, 2 things we need to keep doing. Our structure when we don't have the puck and managing the puck when you have it. That's the key against such a strong opponent.
Because you're playing a back-to-back with Philadelphia this afternoon here and tomorrow afternoon in your building, do you change at all your approach as a coach?
No, I mean, what we're trying to focus on is making every shift count. That's what we've done so far.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Pierre.
McDonough shot. Blocked off and can be played by Umberger ahead. Carried on by Couturier. Couturier sent one off of Talbot to the corner. Zuccarello brings it on. To the corner glass and off the shelf it goes for Mason to fire along. Zuccarello crunched, it goes to Nash. Rocked a bit by Schultz. While falling, played it back across, and Boyle a drive that is blocked right back out by Reed. He moves back up with Couturier. Couturier moves to the net. Umberger with the shot that's quickly blocked back off. A good job done by Brassard. Now Couturier had it chopped away and it went through Reed. Ryan McDonough brings it on. And Zuccarello lobs it back in. Kreider to get it there. Wedged off by Grossman, but he escapes and plays it further. This group's getting a lot of ice time. Lawton and Simmons. Makes sense. Poked along, Simmons rides his man off, and Roppel, the other man, is there, and threw one right near Lawton at the front of the cage, but in the way was Klein. Carried up by Hagelin, flipped across, jabbed at by Grossman, taken along by Stepan. Stepan threw one that ricocheted back. Hagelin had it knifed away, and Simmons protects and hands it off. Lawton able to play it there, dropped it onto the stick of Simmons, gains the zone and leads it across. Roppel a shot that went wide. Simmons tries to play it there, two aside, and stepping is the fifth man, Hagelin, run into by Roppel, but not until he'd released it. Hunwick gave it up, Stepan brought it on, dropped it on back to San Luis, to Stepan, oh, and it's punched wide by Hunwick. Grabbed off by San Luis to the back to Girardi. Drive, deflected, it went wide as Stepan got a piece of it. Hagelin fires, and that one rocketed on back where it can be played by Girardi. Dropped back off a stick. Hagelin working there, and on him is McDonald.
Well, the one thing that the Rangers have done a really good job of is their shift lengths have been perfect. I mean, they've been up and down and off. They've had fresh bodies on the ice pretty much all game long.
Hagelin turning, Girardi shooting, and it kicked right around in front where San Luis has it and then cannot control, and so it goes back down.
The Rangers are also pushing the pace, Eddie. They're managing the puck and really pushing the pace.
And in order to do that, you got to be able to play four lines, get guys in and out that door quickly and get those situations where it's advantageous for you.
Drive by Stahl, ricocheted off a stick wide, and we get a halt to play and a call of interference.
Ronaldo again.
A repeat offender this afternoon. 2-0 Rangers.
One of those penalties that's avoidable. Mark Stahl shoots the puck well after. And yes, you're Zach Ronaldo and you want to finish your hits, but that's where you just got to live to fight another day and give it a flyby. You can't take a penalty like that, especially when your team's down 2-0 the way that your team has been playing.
Stahl came by the Ranger bench and he said to the trainers, that's the 5th time he's hitting from behind today.
Nash got it on back, and Boyle waits. Then sent one off of Reed along to Stepan. Tucked on back to Boyle again. Boyle delaying and then handing over for the play to be made by Nash. Stepan had it checked off his stick, shunted back along. Will they keep it in? Rushed right back along, and the linesmen say no, they did not hold it in, so offside is called. Watch the NHL on NBC Live on your laptop, tablet, or smartphone with NBC Sports Live Extra. Download the app or go to NBCSports.com/Live Extra and watch the biggest events anywhere, anytime.
Well, Pierre made mention of that in his interview with Alain Vigneault, the head coach of the Rangers, about the back-to-back games. It'll be one of 2 games tomorrow at Madison Square Garden. NHL game in the afternoon, college game at night. Cornell against Penn State.
Nice save by Talbot, and unable to cash in on the rebound was Roppel, as this one is brought ahead and tucked on by Kreider.
Penn State with an impressive win over the University of Michigan last weekend, and in 1 of 2 games against Michigan.
Yeah, they upset UMass Lowell 2 weeks ago, number 4 in the country at that time.
McDonough hands it on. Gets it back once more. Works it across to Girardi. Girardi side of the net for Kreider, who turned before he took. And then it's chipped along, and Coburn is able to clear one that sails off. A lot of noggins out of play. The number 1 team in the nation right now is Boston University. The number 1 women's team, Boston College. Later today on NHL Network at 4, it's the Chicago Blackhawks and the Anaheim Ducks in Ultra Men's Hockey. Tuesday at 7 p.m. on NBCSN, Tampa Bay and Buffalo, and then Wednesday on NBCSN at 7. Who is it, Eddie?
Blues Blackhawks.
Download the app or watch live online at NBCSports.com/Live Extra.
There'll be a lot of black and blues in that game.
Maybe Marty Brodeur.
Maybe.
The big news of the week. Might be the big news of the year. Opportunity with the St. Louis Blues to
Blues always get you thinking, don't they? Here's Nash dropping it off, and then it's Stepan with it. Stepan holds, got it to the back. Brassard with it there, hands it on over to Boyle. Boyle flips, Brassard punched it aside, and it's clear.
Eddie, you like this look? 4 forwards, 1 defenseman for the Rangers?
Oh, with this unit for sure, because you have, Stepan's more of a distributor, a la defenseman than he is a shooter, and Boyle can do either or. So, I mean, absolutely love the setup.
Me too.
100 seconds to go in the second period.
Not a very good power play, though. Not a lot going on. Give the Flyers some credit there. They needed it, and they got it.
Aldo flipped its glove down by Stahl, played back out to Brassard, tucked over for Dominic Moore. Moore slams on the brakes and looks for options. Stempniak allowed it to go. Hagelin played it, but it is off Giroux, who can control and bank one on for Voracek. Chased off by Stahl. 1:10 to go. Directed back in by Giroux and wide of the cage. And so Girardi. Pass Stahl.
Last minute of play in the second period.
And then Giroux. Certain restlessness here because they have seen what we've had to see as well here today. And the Flyers have given away a lot of pucks. They haven't been too good in the penalty kill, and they haven't been inspiring on their power play. They have still not scored through almost 5 periods against Cam Talbot.
One and done offensively, shot on goal and really no rebound. Rangers have done a good job of boxing out. Got to get inside the dots.
Tonight, this is the Grim it's all been leading up to. Can Nick get his powers back? An all-new Grim you don't want to miss. Tonight at 9/8 Central, followed by Constantine here on NBC. Mike Koska, Marc-Andre Fleury, Jim Nielsen from Big River, Saskatchewan, all former NHLers or current NHLers. In Fleury's case, celebrating birthdays today. Nudged along now for control to the outside by Lawton. Lawton, while bowling, plays it to the corner. Penalty coming up against the Rangers. Delayed call. Simmons got it out in front. Lawton a shot, and that blocked up high. And a scramble for it there. And now the puck had been touched by the Rangers enough to establish possession. And so, with 11.4 to go in the second.
Boy, another chance there, Doc, for the Philadelphia Flyers from about 15 feet or closer. Never gets to the net because it's blocked. You had that chance for Lawton. You had 2 by Reed. You had 1 by Giroux. And then there's the penalty coming up on Dominic Moore.
Watch Derek Stepan at the tail end of that play. Sorry, Doc and Eddie, we're not going to see it, I guess, but he almost closes his hand on the puck in the crease. Very close to that. Puck's going to come in. Watch 21 and right there. If he closes his hand on the puck right there, trouble brewing.
He sure did. I mean,
Yeah.
trying to squeeze water out of that thing. He had it for a good period of time.
He was establishing possession. Well, there'll be fresh ice and the continuation of the Flyers power play when the third period starts. Second period has ended. In that period, the Flyers came up with 7 shots and the Rangers wound up with 11. The most significant thing was Marty St. Louis getting his 1,000th point and the second Rangers goal of the day. Stay tuned for the Discover Card second intermission. Catherine, Mike, and Keith breaking down the first 2 periods and a feature on Marty St. Louis. Boyle from Stepan and St. Louis at 6:10 of the first. St. Louis from Stepan and Kreider at 4:14 of the second. The first a power play goal. 2-0 Rangers. Here today, Martin St. Louis' 1,000th career point. In 1981, Bobby Clark was hit by a Reggie Leach shot in the head. Bled. Returned. Leach passes. Clark shoots his 1,000th point. That's a typical Clark night, including the bloody jersey. And that was why he was so loved as a player here in Philadelphia. And the fact that they won 2 Stanley Cups didn't hurt him either.
Favorite player for me growing up, Doc. I didn't play anything like Bobby Clark. Loved the number, great face-off man. One of the greatest things I've ever cherished was a hockey card that I had where you had your idol in the background, and Bobby Clark was so kind to sign a couple of those for me.
Power play on here at the start of the third. At the rate the offensive chances have been allowed by the Rangers for the Flyers, this has to be critical. It is held to the outside, brought on by Stryton, a drive, save Talbot, and it's cleared by Stepan.
What a battle. Girardi and Simmons off to the right of Talbot. He was able to see that puck, and that's the key. He was able to kick it away.
That won't be on the box score, but Dan Girardi is very good at that.
Led over to Simmons. He's got a man breaking and gliding along, and that was Schenn. And the puck came just away from him. Turned onto the back to strike. Angled on across for the hold, and the shot that went wide and struck the back of the cage. And cleared back down. Voracek comes to the bench. Second wave of the power play comes out with 40 to go in the man advantage. Boyle in the first period on the power play, and St. Louis in the second. The only scoring plays in this game as Talbot whips it along. A leaping try was just that, and it comes on out to center where McDonald can play some catch with Del Zotto. Matt Reed, Scott Lawton, Michael Raffl are the Flyer attackers. Kevin Hayes watching defensively for the Rangers as this one's sent back in. Girardi tried to tap it along. Hayes reaching for it, emerges, fires. Del Zotto with a good keep. Del Zotto across, McDonald with it there. Fires into the glove, out of the glove, and then it is collared by Talbot.
Well, timing is everything. That last shot, nobody standing in front for the Philadelphia Flyers. Easy save for Talbot. And here, Pierre made mention of the play by Dan Girardi. Not going to see that in the box score, but those are the little things that help give your opportunity for your defenseman to box out and not allow a second chance opportunity with somebody standing in front, but as well just to impair the vision of the goaltender.
Shoveled by Schultz, it went wide. Umberger could not find the handle. To the back it comes again for a try by Coburn that's blocked away by the netminder Talbot. And St. Louis had that one tipped aside. Nice move with the stick, and then it comes to Stepan, laid across for Klein, and Klein brings it back, handing it on now for St. Louis. St. Louis flipped one that was guided away by Mason and taken by Couturier. Arizona-born hands it ahead now to Umberger. The Ohio Stater lobbed it back in. Around goes Vinny Lecavalier, outreached by Nash, and it's pumped right in toward Talbot. Inside the Glass brought to you by Progressive, and here's Pierre.
Thanks a lot, Doc. One of the real organizational identities under Alain Vigneault since he came over here from Vancouver, pushed the pace of the game. Well, he's got the players to do it. Carl Hagelin, Dominic Moore, Marty St. Louis, Jesper Fast, Derek Stepan. It's equal opportunity. They push the pace, and he talked about it after the first period. Coming out of your own zone, dominating the puck. The Rangers do that. That allows them to push the pace of the game. Here's another example, pushing it right off their offensive zone faceoff for the Flyers, and they just took a penalty because of it.
I think it's Voracek for knocking the stick out of the hands. Right off the faceoff. That was a stick of Dan Girardi. Right part of your screen, right there. There you see the stick, the slash by Voracek. Palms up, arm goes up. Power play for the Rangers.
Off the tie-up, it is scooped along and played, but not out. Held by Boyle, and the shot blocked. Side of the net play from St. Louis to Brassard fails, and then it is cleared down. 2:45 gone, third period of play. Rangers in the lead in this game by a count of 2-0. In the Metropolitan Division, the Rangers 22 points and fourth. The Flyers 3 points behind. Brassard able to angle it around to the corner. Played right back by Nash. Can be handled around behind and angled on back now for the control of Boyle. Handcuffed St. Louis with that pass, and so it is cleared gently back down by Reed.
Well, St. Louis thought that Dan Boyle was going to just kind of skate that puck across, but instead he tried to pass it to him, surprised him. The Flyers were able to clear it.
Tipped back in by Stempniak, and around it curls for Mason. Ripped it on further, and it got tangled up in players, and along comes Stempniak to pump it further. And a race on here, and moving back up is Raffl, trying to escape, and Girardi came across, and that was that.
With a little help from Matt Zuccarello. Great speed from Zuccarello to help Girardi out.
To the last 50 of the minor penalty on Voracek. McDonough dropped it back, played back on to him, or near him anyway, by Girardi, and back is McDonald. Drilled it back along, and it settled down off the stick of Girardi, who has to retreat to center. Curling along is Stempniak now. Stempniak fed it ahead, and it is chipped along, can be played further by Couturier. The potential is great for separation in the standings further for the Rangers if they win this and then could win at home tomorrow. But if the Flyers challenge and get 2 points out of this themselves, they will have pulled to at least 2 points behind the Rangers if it needed extra time, and 1 if it did not. Twisting with this is Kreider off of Grossman, chipped on back, and Kreider takes that one. Oh, and a stick came up high on Couturier. There will be a minor at least.
Another high-sticking penalty for Kreider. Second one in this game, and if there's any blood here, it'd be a 4-minute penalty. Saw the official skating over, checking out Sean Couturier. And a 4-minute penalty.
Talk about swinging momentum potentially in a game.
So here it is. 4:33 gone, third period. A long power play for the Flyers, who trailed by 2. Kept from going the length by Streit. Dominic Moore is out up front along with Hagelin, and in back they go with Stahl and Girardi. Streit has Voracek to work with, and Schenn, and Giroux, and Simmons. That went by Simmons, swatted at by Hagelin a second time, gets it on to Moore, but taken away and played along by Voracek. Jabbed along by Giroux, but then Stahl off of Streit and down.
Nice play by Stahl there, recognizing the boards were taken away. Throw right up the middle of the ice.
A lot of communication from Girardi as well, yelling at him.
Handed over to Voracek, able to step by 1. Voracek fed it across, protected by Schenn, passed to where Voracek had been. Knife back up the boards and carried on by Nash. In a 3-on-1 short-handed. Stepan with McDonough driving the net. Nash score! A short-handed goal, and it's 3-0.
Winning one-on-one battles, wanting the puck, and then pushing the pace. Even short-handed, the Rangers do that. It's a great job reading, reacting, and Rick Nash just whipping it by Steve Mason.
Well, this all starts in this area of the ice. A 2-on-1, and the Rangers come up with it. That's Boyle. Every player on the ice touched the puck for the Rangers there. Boyle to Nash, to McDonough, to Stepan over to Nash. It's number 16 on the air. No chance for Steve Mason, but that can't happen when you have the man advantage to lose that battle below the goal line.
16th of the year for Nash, his second shorthanded goal. Rangers by 3. And it's Girardi clearing it back down. Stepan and McDonough get the shorthanded assist on the goal by Nash.
Mike Eves sitting there at the University of Wisconsin saying, way to go, fellas.
Yeah, that's a lot of Badger assists. Played along further, and it is Roppel giving it on, and ricocheted back. Stahl there, cleared one off of Glove and back to center.
Eddie, how do you settle down a team like Philadelphia that clearly is in crisis mode right now?
Yeah, very fragile, Pierre. I don't think there's any doubt about it. I mean, when they get the goaltending, they're not scoring. When they're getting the scoring, they're not getting the goaltending. And I mean, look, I think it's easy to say, but I think you got to simplify. I mean, you really do. They haven't been able to really generate much off the rush at even strength. They've had a lot of shots blocked. I think it's got to be pretty simple. It's just every time you get it, it's got to be like that. Dump the puck in, go get it. Try to tell the guys to relax, but when you're at home, the crowd's on you. You start squeezing a stick a little bit more than maybe normal. But I think it's almost go back to square one and say we're going to try to win the game 1-0.
It is St. Louis, but it is Streit. Fires one that was collared by Zuccarello in front and cleared back down. Derek Stepan has the primary assist on all 3 Rangers goals today. Boyle on the power play, Nash shorthanded, and St. Louis his 1,000th point. That was an even strength goal. Stahl tries to play further and kicked on behind. Girardi could not recover as he was menaced there enough by Reed. Reed able to play it back to McDonald. Ripped right back to him, just away from the reach of Hagelin. And it's McDonald again to the last 52 of the double minor power play. McDonald on a cross. Delzato connects there. Lawton looking over the traffic. Fed back and away from McDonald. And the fans react. Reed brought it ahead. On now for McDonald, and that ricocheted to the front. Roppel had a swing at it, no luck. Taken along by Reed, dropped back. In traffic, reached for by McDonough. Presses Roppel, cancels him out. Meanwhile, it's taken up the boards by McDonough. Protects, left it behind. Roppel side of the net. Oh, and it's off Lawton's stick. Delzato a shot, and that one blocked wide. Rebound played along by McDonald. Rattled on around near Lawton. 5 seconds left on the double minor power play. To the back it comes. Delzato a shot answered by Talbot, and it's brushed on out to center where Hagelin brings it on. He's moving back in, and offside is called on Kreider. 4 minutes of power play time and not a shot. 3-0 Rangers. Rick Nash is up to 16 goals. 2 special team shorthanded goals, 2 power play goals. And Schultz fires one along. And then St. Louis. Eddie, are you more surprised with Rick Nash last year or more surprised with the production he has this year?
I was more surprised, Doc, with how physical he was last year. I mean, I thought he was an effective player. I mean, he had chances. He didn't have as many chances, but I think he was just trying to do everything. He was trying to get in on the forecheck. He was trying to hit players. He didn't pick his spots that well. Now I think he's concentrating a little bit more on the offensive side, getting inside the dots, getting to the front of the net. Just having just a world-class season with 16 goals. Second right now in the National Hockey League behind Tyler Seguin. I would say probably more last year, Doc, with the way that he played, where he was trying to be really a physical player, which, I mean, you got to be a physical player to play in this league, but the way he was playing, I think I was more surprised about. Well, it's 3-0 Rangers. The Flyers have had some good looks. They've had some scoring chances, but the Flyers haven't been able to cash in because of blocked shots from Mark Stahl. And that's another one off the side of the face. Quick below the goal line, quick little shot here for Claude Giroux. A shot block, and it's been that kind of afternoon where Lawton has a great chance and just goes off the backhand of his stick past Talbot.
Since the first period, the Flyers have had 2 scoring chances. Down goes Nash, brushed ahead by Stripe.
And those chances you just showed, Doc, I mean, those are quality chances that, you know, sometimes you got to tip your helmet and say the team defending did a really good job there, but haven't got a lot of those chances. So when you get them, you got to cash in on them.
Past the halfway point of the 3rd period. Shots are 23-20 in favor of the Rangers. In goals, it is 3-0. And Cam Talbot has now faced 51 Flyer shots in the last week and a half and gotten all 51. That's a big number, but nothing compared to the 50-50, which is at $48,000. I don't know if it matters to any of you, but it's on the scoreboard too here at center ice. Meanwhile, this is Delzato trying to tuck it through, and it kicked on back for the help along for Lawton, but knifed away by Hagelin and blasted back in by McDonald.
Well, if this cover doesn't change, if I'm Alain Vigneault, I certainly have to consider the way that Talbot's played the last 2 games against the Flyers, with them back at MSG tomorrow for a back-to-back. Put that man that has the puck back in net tomorrow.
And that's one of the reasons why. Ability to handle shoot-ins and break the puck out. No forecheck opportunity for Philadelphia because of it.
This guided back and going back to take and work further is Matt Hunwick.
As long as he stops that little black puck out on the ice.
That's true too.
Just get the job done.
See, a week ago it was a night game, and we thought maybe he was related to Lawrence Talbot. You know, the Lon Chaney character? But this is in the afternoon, and he's still flawless. Out of a 4-man scrum, reaching in for a moment is Dominic Moore.
They've had 20 shots, that being the Flyers on Talbot.
Yeah.
I mean, would you say more than Pierre? How many of those are A chances or better?
Well, the ones that were better chances were the ones that probably didn't even get on because of the point you made about the shot blocks. I agree with you on that.
There's probably only been maybe 2 A chances or A+ chances.
Agreed.
San Luis could not get by Schultz. It's played along to Kreider. Onto the back now for Klein, and he had trouble settling it down. For the last 7:40 of period number 3. Hunwick able to lob it ahead. Went off of Kreider. Baraldin rolled back along by Reed, brought in by Umberger. Umberger for Reed, and a pad stop is made by Talbot.
Didn't get a lot on. It was a little bit too far in front of Matt Reed. That's why he didn't get a lot on that shot.
They're fighting the puck big time. That's pretty apparent.
Fired along by Reed. Umberger saw it skid through. Nash just tipped it on out.
Thought there'd be some more message sending from the Flyers going into the afternoon game tomorrow. Down 3-0 in their own building.
I think the problem with that, though, is the way the penalty kill has been. All of a sudden, the score becomes 4-5, you know, and then the crowd gets on you. So it probably, play hard, play whistle to whistle, and try to build some momentum for tomorrow. Look, I mean, we've seen crazier things that happen. You get 1 goal, you get some momentum here. So for the Flyers, I mean, you start pinching in your D, you try to take a chance to get at least 1 here before the 5-minute mark. Go from there.
Mason able to feather it on to McDonald and then back up the boards. Jabbed on by Shen, wants to play it further Connaught. Duclair punched one in on goal. Mason blocked and covered. 6:24 to go, 3rd period of play. Relatively quiet here. 3-0 the visitors. There is this feeling about the Thanksgiving Day U.S. standings. And of the last 4 Thanksgivings, there was one that they weren't playing because of a lockout. 13 of the 16 teams in playoff position at the end of American Thanksgiving made the playoffs. Very little jostling in the standings. In the East, if the playoffs were to start tomorrow, Montreal and Toronto, Pittsburgh and Boston, Tampa and Detroit, the Islanders and Washington. McDonough shot and a save made by Mason. Fed back up the boards. Umberger reaches, punched on through now to Foss. Canceled out by Reed in a good play, and then Umberger shakes it as far as center. In the West, Nashville, LA, Anaheim, Winnipeg, St. Louis, Chicago, Vancouver, Calgary.
You saw those percentages, Doc, at Thanksgiving time. Look, I mean, it's so hard to cause separation because of the 3-point game.
Yes.
And you know, people continue as the year goes on. They're amazed at how close it is. Well, they shouldn't be amazed because they're 3-point games and how close it is and how good goaltending is. You're going to have a lot of those type of games. So when you get ahead, it's tough for teams to come from behind, like the Flyers did last year. After just really a terrible start, they were able to put things together and eventually get into the dance. Tough to do. Tough to jump over teams.
And there is tremendous pressure that is applied from the business side of the office because so much money can be made if you make the playoffs. If you do not, you've got some problems financially, and those usually wind up filtering down to the athletic department. There have been some strong performances. Keith and Mike were talking about it in the early part of this year. 5 of the 30 teams have not had back-to-back regulation losses yet. Anaheim, Calgary, Nashville, Pittsburgh, and Detroit have only lost 1 regulation game in a row all year, not 2. Brought ahead now by Raffl, tries to punch it through and cannot, and it's lobbed on out to center, and a diving play made there by Coburn. Tucked it right back across, and trying to swagger by was Giroux, no luck there. Under 5 minutes to go, 3rd period.
They wanted to see some line juggling. Raffl with Giroux and also with Voracek. No Shen. Now Shen's going out with Lawton and Simmons.
Yeah, flip-flop on the left side.
Yep.
Simmons tried to shoot one, but in the way was Hunwick. Simmons peeled off and dropped it along now for Shen. Shen drifting with it now. And let a shot go that deflected off the glass. Seem to remember Shen and Simmons playing together some last year.
They did.
Little pass across, and it ricocheted over for nothing.
And St. Louis looking to make that drop pass to Derek Stepan. I think Stepan was surprised that St. Louis even thought about dropping that puck for him.
That's where Marty's father's going to tell Marty, shoot the puck, no playmaking.
Offside is called.
Hey, Dad, I know what I'm doing. I got 1,000 points. In all due respect, Mr. St. Louis.
A number of things we miss about Pat Quinn. Every St. Patrick's Day, he wore green. Occasionally, he would appear at the bench with an old-fashioned shillelagh, too. Wonderful guy, intelligent, cordial to us in the media, and that was a challenge in a lot of the places that he wound up working. In his first year in Philadelphia, they had such success, the fan club gave him and his wife, Sandra, an all-expenses paid trip to Ireland, because they had not been before. Shot is turned away, and along with it now it is McDonald, who can't do anything about it. He was on a 1963 junior championship team, the Edmonton Oil Kings, with Glenn Sather, now, of course, president, general manager of the Rangers. And another Philadelphia former coach, Greg Pilling, who coached the North American League team here to a championship, Philadelphia Firebirds. And lots of playing time in the NHL, and as has been well documented this week, all the success he enjoyed as a coach, too. To the last 3 minutes, and Stahl will go back. Hunted down by Voracek. Stahl delays, fires it along now for Hayes. Swept ahead. Duclair brings it on. The rookie canceled out momentarily by Schultz. Coming by to take that was Giroux. Back up it is brought by Raffl. Raffl crosses, drops for Voracek, follow up Giroux. And Giroux marches further with it, holding and throwing behind.
Good stick by Stahl there.
Drive by Schultz, ricocheted back off of Duclair. Schultz again with a shot that went wide. Rebound is taken along by Giroux. And then Voracek, and that one is saved by Talbot, who covers. So make that 54 out of 54. And it does present an interesting question for tomorrow, does it not? We're right to bring that up earlier because he's got their number.
Yeah, he sure does. And look, you know Henrik Lundqvist is the man for the Rangers, but there is something for rest. Rangers had a long season last year. Add into the Olympics for King Henrik, representing Sweden at the Olympics. Talbot's got it going on right now against the Flyers. I say absolutely.
The Cavalier shoves it back in, and Stepan goes back to get it. If all three of the 3 stars of the game are Rangers, I would think that St. Louis and Stepan would come along for 2 of those, not only for their offensive production, but how well they played in the game in canceling out Flyers' opportunities before they got much of a start. And then, of course, Talbot. 125. Hayes able to shunt one back in. That's whacked right back to him off the Boston College product and taken on now by Simmons. One-time Los Angeles Kings stalemated there at center by Fost and delayed on back to Del Zotto. And Lou Nolan, the longtime public address announcer. And a drive is blocked off and thrown back out again by Hayes. Just one more example. Bouncer is taken along by Stempniak, and a good challenge from behind by Del Zotto, and now an extra bit coming from Del Zotto, and there will be a roughing penalty.
Yeah, punch to the back of the head by Del Zotto on Stempniak. That last one there, it was just a battle going on, and then the retaliation by Del Zotto, who I think has had a good afternoon here for the Flyers. Not many of that for that man's team today.
Reed rolls it back down in the last 35. Rangers on the power play, and a good chance to make this the second shutout of the year, both against the Flyers. The second shutout in less than 2 weeks for young Cam Talbot. 20. And it is Klein retrieving, and Matt Reed on him. Duclair can bring it ahead. Just 19 years of age, he chases this one down. It is a great day for the Rangers and Talbot, and the Flyers fans have something to say about the end. "26 shots on Talbot, 31 a week ago Wednesday. Don't test me, but I think that's 57. And maybe more of them tomorrow afternoon when the two teams meet again at Madison Square Garden. Pretty happy guy, just 27 years of age. It's his 5th career shutout. His 5th year in the Rangers organization out of the University of Alabama at Huntsville. Off the ice come the Rangers. Long ago departing are the Flyers. And what a celebratory day for the Rangers and their pint-sized inspiration. Could be Matt Zuccarello we're talking about, but it's Marty St. Louis, and he's with Pierre.
Thanks very much, Doc. On Wednesday, you beat them 2-0. This afternoon, you beat them 3-0. Why do you have the Flyers number?
I don't know. I feel we're really able to dictate the play early on. I feel we push the pace. We get the puck behind their defensemen. We come out clean. We make some poised play. We're able to really have a good forecheck, and I think it allows us to sustain a lot of offensive zone pressure.
I know you don't like talking about yourself, but take me through your mindset when you left the University of Vermont to pursue a career in pro hockey.
Yeah, you're trying to prove people that you can play, and I think it was a process. I think nothing was given to me. I felt I had to battle, but once I broke in, I felt I had, a lot of coaches that believe in me, and the John Tortorella and Rick Dudley brought me there, and I was able to flourish and really play the game that I want to play at this level. And I think as you progress in your career, you get some goals that seem achievable. 1,000 game, now 1,000 points. I owe it to all the teammates I played with, the coaches that believe in me, and obviously the great organization I'm with right now, New York Rangers.
Well, your 1,000th point was a goal off a Derek Stepan feed. What was going through your mind when you saw it hit the back of the net?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's always better to get it on a goal, and then on a second assist or something. But I felt at the time where his step was, he made a good play on the forecheck to keep it alive, and then he went wide, and I just felt this is the only place I can catch a rebound, and he came right on my tape.
So you listened to your dad. Your dad said, shoot the puck, Marty, and you did.
I know. There's probably a couple of times you want me to shoot it tonight, too, but oh well.
Congratulations on this. Keep having fun, Marty. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot, Pierre.
Doc.
The fun part is not age-related. He is 39, and that is still young in terms of the ability and the shape that he's in and how hard he plays, Marty St. Louis. 50 shots were taken today, 26 by the Flyers. None went in for them. 3 went in for the Rangers. Dan Boyle, Marty St. Louis, Rick Nash. More from Philadelphia in a moment.